number 2 is something to learn. And today, we don't necessarily have a tutorial for you, but we are going to have a heart-to-heart conversation.
I am so happy about this.
Are you?
So happy.
When I told you, I said, we're going to have this conversation, and we're going to talk heart-to-heart, friend-to-friend about something. Okay?
I have to admit, I'm in the same boat as a lot of people. I thought I wasn't until I thought about it. I went, oh, yeah, I don't, yeah.
We're going to talk about gifting quilts.
I love to do it. It's so much fun.
Yes. So gifting quilts. I've heard lots of horror stories about gifting quilts. You have a few, right?
Yeah.
Share.
Okay. So if you give a gift, a quilt, you put a time, and it's not cheap.
Right.
And they let the dogs sleep on it. I've heard lots of people talk about that.
Okay. So that really bothers you.
That bothers me. And then I gave a quilt to my mom years ago. She never put it out. She put it away, folded it up, put it away. I'm like, do you think I didn't make it good enough that it might fall apart? So there was that one. My mother-in-law, she just thought it was beautiful, didn't want to use it. And I said, I gave it to you for you to use and to think of me when you've got it on you. So there's all mine.
Yeah. Jan says quilt-worthy people only.
Absolutely. If they don't respect it, they don't get it.
That's right. Well, I like to. There was the time when I gave a quilt to someone, and about 2 weeks later, I wanted to say, that fabric has been recalled. I might need to take. I think I need to take it back. I think the manufacturer is saying that it's
for giving it away. Yeah, sometimes I'm like that because I just love to give them away.
Right,
people love them, and then I'm like, why did I give that away?
Right.
I really liked it.
So what I want us to think about today are a few things. That can we get in the mindset of when we give something away, we are giving that quilt to the world, and off it goes. And we should not have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, but if they let the dogs roll all over it,
gift it to the world. I that's what I'm trying to tell myself. This is what I've learned over years of this.
I've learned some things like that.
Because we could get upset and mad and frustrated and then lose the joy of gifting something. Or we could say to ourselves, you know what? I'm gifting it to the world, and out it goes. And now I have no more control over what happens to that quilt.
It gave me joy to give it to them.
Exactly. And after that,
we want them to still feel the joy. If that dog needs a bed, go ahead.
The dog needs the bed,
go ahead,
right?
Lay on it. No.
They're making it useful to them.
Great. Right? I'll remember what to give them next time.
Next time, don't do something as intricate.
No white.
Yes, Colleen, bless it and let it go.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And let it go. Absolutely. Once a gift is given, it is out of our control.
Yes, I totally agree with that, except for when the dogs lay out.
Yeah.
They've ruined all my patio furniture.
I know. It's easier said than done. But what I want to encourage everyone is to get in that kind of mindset that you let it go, because we can just work ourselves up over that. Okay.
Yes, and we don't want to stop giving them as gifts.
No, because we enjoyed making them. Right. Now, I will tell you, there are people who are non-quilters have no idea how much time, and it's not their fault. They don't know how much time and effort, and you want to say, you know what went into that quilt was a million decisions that went into that quilt. And that's why we take it so personally, right? Because we know all the time, effort, money, and love that went into it. And it was so many different decisions, but they don't understand that.
No.
So can we bless it and let it go?
Yes. Sure. I will.
That's right.
Well, you know what? My husband would always say, well, you buy that fabric, you cut it up in little pieces and then sew it back together.
Oh, Connie said she had the same experience with the dog. They gave the dog away and the quilt went with him. you know what? Maybe that's a way to think of like the dog
Safety
needed
blanket, yeah.
needed that quilt. Maybe the dog loved it so much, right?
That's cool.
So that's a good way to look at it if you think of it that way. Susan said the joy is when we are making it for someone special.
It's true.
True. Absolutely. Now, I will tell you, I am not perfect at this. Trust me. I've been in therapy. No, about it. No.
I need some.
But it is something to think about. Like, just let it go. And again, the 1,000 decisions that it took for us, for all they know, it was a couple decisions of here, I'll do this and this, and then they don't think about it much more than that. Now, there will always be some who truly, truly appreciate that gift as well.
My mother and my mother-in-law, they didn't want to use it because they loved it. They knew the time and the effort and the money that was into it, and so they thought they were respecting it.
Okay, so that is a great point that Kyle brings up. So the next question is, what about those who don't use it, and you go to their home and you see it folded up and maybe it's in a closet or something? How do you react to that?
You never go and visit them again.
No, that is not the right answer.
Okay, fine.
No, not the correct answer.
They agree.
I know. I get it. See, this is why we're having a healthy conversation about this.
Oh, I'm a good one to do this with. Yeah,
exactly. And you're right. Diana said this is a very touchy subject, but it is a lesson for us as quilters to give it away and let it go. Otherwise, you've attached strings to the gift, the string of expectation, and that's not good for us. Boy, that was
hurts
beautifully
the relationship.
said. Yeah,
hurts the relationship.
So don't let us go down that
I
road.
have to tell you, my sister, who I totally love, and we are so close, she did not put a quilt out that I had made her. She just didn't think about putting it out.
Right.
So I said something to her. Oh yeah, it's displayed now.
There you go. You better believe it's displayed, right?
It is. Absolutely. But I could have let that bother me forever.
Yeah.
And I told her that, hey, you don't put my quilt out.
She brings it up 20 years later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So there we go. I like that. Brenda said, how is it better to not have the quilt used versus the dog snoozing happily on it? My dogs are loved more than any quilt I ever make.
Good for you.
I like that.
We just camped with some girls that love their dog. I'm like, really? Can we stop talking about the dogs? But they absolutely love their dogs.
Diane said she had the opposite. I was given a handmade quilt by my mother-in-law, had it on my young son's bed. She asked for it back because it was being used in daily life.
What?
Wow.
What?
Well, there you go. There's that too.
Wow.
You know, and this is the thing that when I gift a quilt, I will tell people, use this, love on it. In fact, did you know that just like plants, our quilts love us to talk to them?
Okay, I'm worried now, Kris.
I talk to my quilts all the time.
Well, sometimes I do too, but some days it's not very good stuff.
That's right.
When I throw it across the room as I'm making it, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's true too. So, when we are gifted,
part of you. So
when we are gifted a quilt, or if we give a quilt away, then the idea is to use our quilts. And I know that some feel maybe differently, but most quilts should be used.
They should.
In fact, there was years ago, remember when we did the retreats up above our shop, when we had the retreat area?
Loved it.
And it was so fun. And we would do, you guys will love this. We did a thing called Soga. Okay, Soga. And it was a combination of yoga and sewing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was to help our ladies relax their shoulders, because we're always scrunched like this.
Gosh.
We talked about this, and this is what you get when that happens. And so we would bring in a yoga instructor, and what I would do is I would spread all the quilts down on the floor, and I would ask people, and I would tell people, I want you to sit on these. Do you know
had a hard time
afraid they were to sit on them?
I'd have a hard time sitting on someone else's quilt.
I know. But you know what? I personally was asking them to do it. I said, please sit down. We're going to sit on these quilts to have that beautiful spirit amongst us. And we are going to do yoga. But we called it soga, and feel the love, right?
That's awesome.
And so, but that is hard for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time sitting on somebody else's quilt like that.
Definitely. And but you know, they're the picnic quilts or the camp quilts or
that's different.
The cuddle quilts. I don't know. I would much rather see it being used than someone who's not using it.
I gave my son-in-law a quilt, and then I went to go visit my son. And he uses my quilt every day that I gave to my son-in-law. He said, yeah, he liked that quilt so much he took it with him to North Dakota.
Oh,
so I made sure I had it every day.
Absolutely.
It was so awesome. Such a nice quilt.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. See, there we go. Marion says, I only talk to my quilt when I'm sewing it. Sometimes it's a sweet conversation. Other times it's not so sweet.
No.
That's what Kyle would say. Marion, I want to challenge you today to speak nicely to your quilts, and they will love you back.
They will.
They will love you back.
You know what I do?
What's that?
If they really tick me off, I cut it up in little pieces.
Show
across the room. Yeah. Don't talk back to me.
Oh my goodness. That's great. Janice said my friend did the same and I felt so honored. That's really sweet.
You should feel honored. If you get a quilt, I don't give everybody a quilt. I give people who are special to me a quilt.
Exactly. That's why I haven't received one from you yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll go downstairs and get them out of the samples.
I received a beautiful quilt from all of you.
That we worked on.
Yes, out from all of you.
Yes.
And
I was happy
incredibly
to be a part
grateful.
of that.
And you know, I've been thinking of hanging it, but then I
Takes
don't
up a
want
lot
to
of
hang
room.
it. I don't know if I want to hang it now.
You need to feel the love wrapped around you.
I want to feel the love. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a giant quilt.
Brenda said she saw a baby quilt she made laying in the grass with the little sitting on it. So happy seeing action shots with happy kids sitting on it. I love that, Brenda.
That's nice.
Very good. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Kathy said, I'm just learning to quilt. Sometimes I think my quilt speaks a foreign language. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. Let's see. Joelle said, last quilts I gifted, I said the biggest honor would be to bring the quilts to me in a year or two, needing repairs because they've been used so much.
That's true.
I love that.
That's true. Well
That's
used.
a great way to look at that, right?
It is. Don't think about that. Oh, they wore it out.
Yeah.
They loved it.
They loved it. They absolutely loved it. And it was a part of them. You know, I've shared the story before of this quilt. In fact, would you mind grabbing that for me? So many of you know this story. And this was the quilt that my grandmother's friends, her quilting friends, gifted to her. And I'll tell you what, I mean, this was just such a treasure because it's kind of a long story, but in a nutshell was that she pressed all these seams and she didn't sew them because she was not a quilter, but she would come, they would invite her to be a part of their friend group. They sewed and she pressed. She had no idea they were actually making this quilt for her, and then they gifted it to her. Wow. And you know, this one was on her couch every day. That was another one. At first she thought, it's too beautiful to use, I just have to have it, you know, laying on the back of the couch. But actually it was like, no, Grandma, you need to wrap yourself up in this, because this is a symbol of the love and friendship that your friends had for you and you had for them.
She had an important part on it, even though she didn't sew it.
Exactly.
She had an important part.
Exactly. And so now this is something that I keep here, just as like the perfect reminder to me of how important friendship is. So anyway, those are just some things to think about when gifting a quilt. So that's some of the mindset thinking. Okay. Did you guys know you were going to counseling today?
I need some. Can we continue after 4?
Yes, let's continue this conversation, Kyle. But I hope it makes you think about things a little bit differently, because truly, when we go shopping for a quilt, or we see something that totally grabs our attention, and we can think of the perfect person that's going to be gifted for, and that brings us joy. And then we're sewing it, and that brings us joy. Even if there's a few flub ups, that's okay. In the end, it's going to be
our friendship isn't always perfect,
right?
So it's just regular everyday people.
Yes.
Joining together.
Exactly. And being able to do something nice. So definitely do that. Okay. Laura is talking about maybe put a note when it is gifted. Perfect segue to the next thing we're going to be talking about, Laura.
You're like a genius.
She is like a genius. I kind of like her. We should really talk to her sometime. We should. Don't you think? Like really soon.
Probably.
We should really talk to Laura.
I think that's a great idea, Kris.
There we go. Because gifting it, part of gifting it is also maybe writing them a little note and talking to, sharing with them why you decided to make them this quilt.
People love to hear why you thought of them. I love it. When
maybe there was a special border print that just caught your attention, and you thought, what if my grandmother just absolutely loved roses, and they said, you know what, this is such a beautiful quilt. This reminds us of Pearl. She loves roses. I'm going to put this on the border. If they were to share that with her, wouldn't that be so perfect, right?
I connected with her down at the very core. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
I like that a lot.
And so when you gift a quilt, my other suggestion would be, okay, so the first thing is to let it go. Gift it to the world, bless it, and let it go, right? And don't think about all the possible things about how they're using it, why they're using it, why they're not using it, all of that. Just gift it and let it go, okay? So that's number one.
Because maybe they really did need to take it outside.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
Yeah, maybe they just needed that security with them when they went out into the dark or whatever.
Exactly. You never know. You never know. So then the second thing I want you to remember when gifting a quilt is to share a little note as to why you are giving it to them. If you do that, I promise you, there will be a little bit more of this feeling of, wow, they really did think of me with this quilt. They really did think about what my interests were, or how I was going to use this, or whatever.
If someone gifted me a quilt, I'd be a puddle.
Yeah,
and they wrote a little note on there. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they do love me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then along with that, I would always recommend, and you and Barb talked about this a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, about making sure you label your quilts, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fat liar.
Well, I will tell you, I'm not 100% at quilt labels.
Here's my thing, and I think did you do something with labels? Somebody did with labels, and I didn't get to watch it yet. Okay, do I put the label on before I quilt it or after? That's my big dilemma. I never know.
I thought you talked about that with Barb.
Maybe
it was someone else with Barb. Okay, so it must have been someone else with Barb. Yeah, they talked about that, and they were saying they like putting it on after, but again, it's
and I forget because I'm like, it's done.
It's done. Here you go, world. It's done.
That's where I'm at.
So there you go. Oh, now Janet wants to make you a quilt.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Good. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
No cows.
It was on our guest show last Friday, was labels.
Okay. I wasn't there.
Oh, it was Allison. Yes,
okay, yeah.
It was Allison. Okay. So Allison and Barb had talked about the labels. Yep.
Okay.
So go back to the 3 at 3.
I'll have to go look at that.
And see that. Yeah.
Because I just never know what to do. And how big do you make your label? It tells you all that, I'm sure. It's your own choice. Matter. It's your quilt.
It's your quilt. You do you.
That's what I keep telling my kids.
You're the boss of your quilt.
It's your quilt.
Exactly. And then the third thing I want to share with you is sometimes those who are not who are not accustomed to a handmade quilt. Maybe they're just used to blankets that you might buy at the department store, right? They might not know how to take care of that quilt, how to wash it, how to, preserve that quilt, if you will. They might think that just throwing it in the laundry with towels is okay. And maybe it is okay, but maybe it's not. Maybe it could be better if it wasn't.
This is why we use good fabric too.
This is why we use good fabric. So what I like to do when I gift a quilt is I like to put together a little label that goes with
That's
it.
Smart idea.
And we have put one of these together for all of you.
Nice.
So it says Quilt Care on here.
I like this.
And let me go ahead and read it to you. Are you ready? Okay, so this is the message that I share with people. Wash on a gentle cycle in cool water with mild detergent. Tumble dry on low or no heat setting, or hang to dry. Okay, any questions on that?
No, that's
pretty
awesome.
straightforward, right?
That's awesome.
But again, for people who might not be used to having handmade quilts, they might think that putting it in hot water is okay.
A lot of people think you have to take it to the dry cleaner.
Right, exactly. Oh yes, Julie, you and I did talk about labels last week as well. So we've had a few talks about labels and the importance of that.
Maybe I ought to get on the ball.
You should see Julie's from last Friday. She does a beautiful job of labeling her quilts. Every single one of them. She's
I'm gonna have a marathon.
She's my inspiration for sure.
Julie who?
Julie Haney.
Oh, Haney, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing, is to tell them how to take care of the quilt. Now, here's my next thing. When storing quilts, how do you store them, Kyle?
Really well.
Really well. Yeah.
I fold
a lot of them, but the recommended way to store them is actually to roll them.
Okay, but here's the thing. You've got to fold them to get them in a roll. Are you going to do a big wide roll?
You do have to do a little bit of a fold, yes, and then you roll them, and then I put them in a basket rolled up. I put my quilts in a basket rolled.
We just got some big tall baskets.
There you go. You could do that.
Our swimming towels, but we could do it for that.
You could do it for that. Yeah, definitely.
Then I can keep making quilts.
There you go.
I have enough room now.
So, if you can only fold the quilt, periodically change the direction of your folds.
Yes.
You know why that would be important?
Yeah.
Sorry about that light.
Window.
Yeah, that window.
Yeah, because it wears the threads.
Yes, and you get really big, hard creases that are hard to get out. Yeah. So every once in a while, make sure and rearrange that.
Give
folding.
them some love.
Yeah, Marianne, roll on pool noodles. I've seen people do. Oh, Kathy said the same thing. Yeah. Julie said the same thing. Yeah, several of you have that idea.
Would you put plastic or something over the pool noodle before you put your quilt onto it?
Maybe you could. I
don't know.
I would want to make sure it was like it wasn't going to be, the archive of it. I don't know. But periodically change the direction of your folds. Store away from direct sunlight. But this is the part that you guys will like. I have it right here in writing. I should have put it in bold. I said, store away from the direct sunlight, but no need to stuff in a closet. The quilt loves the air to breathe. Quilts also love when you talk to them.
Now that one's a little cuckoo.
I think it's funny. So, and I have a little wink there for you. Okay. And then the final thing is love on it. Use it. Your quilt. Okay. Now this is really key.
Okay.
Your quilt was made because it was the closest thing I could do to giving you a hug each day. True story.
Yeah, if I can't be with them.
So, if you can't be with them, it's the next closest thing to giving them a hug each day.
All my sisters were so excited when I gave them a quilt.
Yeah.
So excited.
You don't even live close to them.
No, don't live
But that was your way of giving them a hug each day.
This is a part of me that I want to give to you. Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
pretty fun watching them.
I know. They'll never forget it.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
I got my sister's back that passed away. I got her quilt back. And then I gave it to another sister so we could all share in the love.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. It was.
And did it matter to you if her dog laid on it?
No.
No.
She doesn't have a dog.
There you go.
No, but it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because I just wanted to give it to her.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and then I have on this little handout a little more about this quilt, and I left this space for you guys so that you can share with them maybe if there's something special more about what you are sharing, why you chose the fabric you did, maybe why did you choose the pattern that you did, maybe let's say it's a friendship star pattern, and you can talk about how important your friendship is to them, right?
And down the road, they might not remember where they got that quilt from.
Well, that's unless you have a label on it.
Exactly.
Right?
I have one on mine. I'm really bad.
So, and then it just says made with love for you. So
that's awesome.
I've put this together for all of you today, and I put 2 on a sheet. So you just have to print it out. And here's a picture of what it might look like right here. See? And so on this one, I just wrote a little thing here. Oh, there we go.
It's genius because a lot of people won't know what to do with it.
And this is just an example here. I know these are your favorite colors, so I wanted to make something special for you. Love, Mom. You know, it doesn't have to be anything major. It could be just something really small.
Have to be all gushy either.
And it doesn't have to be gushy. You can just say something like that. What if the person receiving it loved cats and you found the most perfect cat fabric?
Oh, yeah.
You know, whatever it might be, just share a little message with them about why you did it. Roll it up. So you see it's rolled, although it is folded. Yes, because it had to be folded.
Do it.
And then I rolled it up. And then my hope is that they would be able to use it. But this is just kind of a way to present the quilt even more so than, I mean, again, somebody who is not a quilter might look at this and go, oh, she bought it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Right? And, or not think about it.
Good.
I mean, it's like perfect. It's not perfect. But a lot of people don't realize.
If I got that, I would be so thrilled. So thrilled.
Yeah. Yes. So, Kathy said it's also about being a gracious recipient and counseling too. Yeah. Absolutely. Being a gracious recipient. I mean, that is so much love.
That's hard.
That is so much love that all you can do is say thank you and just be so gracious and grateful. And then, yes, Paula, Kyle could add, but not for the dog.
I definitely would.
Don't you dare.
No paw print.
No paw print.
How dirty my stuff is outside.
Too funny. So anyway, that's just something. Have you seen where people take pillowcases and make a pillowcase and then they put the quilt inside of that?
When we did Quilts of Valor, we also made a pillowcase to put it into, and then they had a pillowcase too that went with it.
Exactly.
I think it's a great
really
idea.
Sweet. So that's kind of a fun way to gift something as well, is to do the pillowcase, make a pillowcase, put it in. It could be matching or it doesn't have to be, either way. And you can do it that way. So yes, Nancy, cedar blocks to keep the bugs away. Definitely. For those of you, especially in areas of the country that have that. We don't have that problem really where we're at, knock on wood. But definitely there are places to do that. So Jan says dog worthy first. There you go. I love it. I love it. Sarah wants to know if you found the mice.
No, I haven't even been out there.
Okay. Oh boy, you're scared. Do you need me to come with you and hold your hand?
I do. Will you?
I'll come out there.
Start moving stuff.
That's right. I just have to be careful of the cows.
For some reason, she thinks the cows are out in the road standing.
Yeah, that's right.
Or else she's going to go in the field and hit them.
That's right. It's true. True story. Kathy said, be nice. Kris has dogs.
I know. Yeah. Her dogs are cute.
They are cute.
Dogs are cute.
Yes, they are.
But don't lay on my furniture.
That's right.
Or my quilts.
You know, you could also gift them along with this. You could put maybe like a little mason jar of like a mild detergent that
that's
you
a
would
good
use
idea.
them for. Maybe people don't have the right detergents
Yeah,
that
they
you
don't
want
know
to do. Maybe that you need a
what
baby
mild
detergent. Or
what if
what
I
is a
get one
mild
that's
detergent?
will this run? Will the colors run?
Exactly.
They're all worried about those
Another
kind of
idea
things.
is to put a little envelope of color catchers.
I
In
love
there, you know, the color catchers that you would throw in the dryer. You could do that and give it.
So
to
they're
them.
not so afraid.
Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of things that you can add to it to make it a nice little gift.
Oh, she killed a rat the other day.
Oh, she killed the rat the other day. So you could borrow her dog for that. Okay. There we go.
Only if you come with her.
Yeah, Deb says she always adds color catchers. Yeah, that's a really good idea, I think. Deidre does the same. She includes color catchers. Yeah, definitely.
That's a really good idea. What a great gift.
Yeah, Patricia says she doesn't even do laundry without them.
Oh,
nice. Okay, so yeah, that would be a great thing to be able to do and add, you know, add to the gift. Yeah, because again, we have to remember sometimes people don't know how to take care of these things, and we're blessing it and letting it go. Okay.
I love the idea of telling them the instructions and how to care for it.
Oh, color catcher in the washer. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah, in the washer, not dryer. Yeah. Okay. What did you say? What did you just say?
Something really, really important.
I'm sure it was very important.
I love the fact that they will have how to care for it.
Yeah.
And it's a handwritten note on the bottom. I think that's genius.
Yeah. Okay. So there we have it.
Oh, wait, I found my name on this.
There you go. You're going to have to beg Melissa Mason for that one then.
Oh, no.
There you go. So I hope you had enjoyed the conversation. I hope that we were able to maybe have you reflect on your own personal feelings about how these kinds of things happen. They happen to all of us. I will tell you, I'm not perfect at this, but
do you know what I did
something
the
to
other
think
day?
about as quilters.
Did you see my post on my Facebook page?
No,
you might not have. I have. Remember when we did the dimensional flag quilt?
Yes.
I hung that up outside on the back of my
quilt.
Porch. Yes, the sun does not get to it, so I think I'm okay. But I've left it up there. I'm going to leave it up for all of July because I never use it.
Good for you.
And I went,
but now you're using it this way.
It is so
you should
beautiful.
keep it up all summer long, not just
I
July.
Might. Do you think it'll be okay? It doesn't get direct sun.
It's not in the direct sun. It should probably be fine.
No, and it's high enough that my dogs can't pee on it or anything. I have an awful dog.
There you go. There you go.
No, but I love it. If you get a chance, look at that quilt. It's beautiful.
I will.
We did that for was that game night?
We did do that for game night. We really need to put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun. Okay, so that is the number 2. So